Hi, my name is Lily and I've been making soap since I was 13 years old. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I share a new soap making recipe every Friday. Today we are making a True Love soap bar. I think this one turned out gorgeous. Let's get to it. For this soap batch, I made my lye outside. Of course, always make your sodium hydroxide outside in a well-ventilated area. I measured out all of my oils and melted them down. Make sure that you don't cook or overheat your oils. We don't want that. I always heat my oils to around 120 to 140 degrees and then let them cool. I'm also always sure to have my essential oils and colorants laid out before I begin my soaping. We want to make sure that we are super organized and everything is ready before we pour our lye into our oils. Once my oils and lye were at a good temperature, around 100 to 120 degrees Fahrenheit, I was then ready to mix it all up and start the saponification process. So I added in my lye to my oils, and of course, if you know me, you know I'm hand whisking these in. I'm always hand whisking my soap batter to make sure that I don't overheat or seize my soap. This is a great way to stay in control while you're soaping. Always hand stir. I'm keeping my batch at around 100 to 120 degrees Fahrenheit here. Anything more, we might seize our batch, and anything below 80 degrees, your soap might not saponify. My batter here was at around 100 degrees, so I decided to blend it all together. So I did take my blender. Once I reached a light trace, I was then ready to add in my essential oils. So I added in my essential oils and hand whisked those in. I always hand whisk my essential oils in to make sure that my batch doesn't seize or overheat or anything like that, because anytime that you add something like an essential oil, it is a catalyst and might seize up your batch or do some weird reaction. Once all of my essential oils were mixed together, I then separated my batch into two colors. I'm going to do a madder root, which is like a deep red pink, and then a pink clay for a nice pink swirl. We'll have two different pink red tones here, super pretty, swirled into the white batter. I got those into my bowls, and then I used my little mini whisk to whisk everything together. I want to make sure that there are no clumps or anything like that. And if you really want to get a deep pink with that pink kaolin clay, then you're going to want to pulse it with your blender just 1 or 2 times. Once I got all of my colors mixed in the way that I wanted to, I did end up pulsing them a little bit. I wanted to show you guys how to do this. Notice how I'm not mixing or really stirring together. I'm just pulsing, and I am achieving a very thick, heavy trace. Once all of my colors were mixed and I achieved the trace that I wanted, I did an in the pot swirl here. So I poured in my madder root, which looks like that deep purple, and then I've got that pink kaolin clay. And do keep in mind, colors do change through the curing process, so they don't always look like what they do when you pour them. I used my spatula to do kind of a figure 8 motion into the pot to get more swirl action. Then I was ready to pour it into my mold, just like so. This is so pretty. Watch this. This is my favorite part. That is so gorgeous, and that madder root actually becomes the deepest red purple ever. It's one of the best colors in soap making. So this turned out gorgeous. I've got the in the pot swirl making that marble, and of course every last drop into that soap mold. I ended up taking all of the excess batter in all of my bowls, pouring it on top to get a mix of colors, and then I just took my little mini whisk to kind of flatten out and mix up the top. You could use a fork, a spatula, really anything to do this. I just wanted to get a nice texture, and I'm getting air bubbles out by tapping it on the table like this. I then used my little spoon spatula to texturize the top, and I went over it until I was happy with it. I just kind of scraped the sides about 1 inch to 1/2 inch into the soap and scoop them over until I like it. I then took some dried rose petals and sprinkled those on the top. Always make sure that you add more than you think you want, because they will fall off when you cut them. And also make sure that you press them into the soap so that they're not falling off. Just like so. You can just press them in gently. Of course, I'm gonna clean up my edges because a professional soaper is always clean and organized. And there you have it, a true love soap bar. I am obsessed with the way that this soap bar came out. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and comment down below how this recipe worked for you. I also have a Discord and special link to purchase a PDF of this recipe down below. Don't forget to check it out and follow my Instagram at handmade_soap club. Cheers.